welcome back to the Inside Politics Show. My name's Carly Welch.
Good afternoon, everybody. Coming at you live from a lovely Bahamas quarantine. I've been suffering a lot. This is Byron Gilbert with the Insider Politics Show. Today we're going to be addressing the recent Zoom debate in which the top Democratic candidates fought on their screens and in their homes for our vote.
Yeah, so this morning I'm not in the beautiful Bahamas like my co-host Byron. I'm just in my little office here in DC. But, working from home, can't complain. So yeah, today we witnessed the first ever Zoom debate. Very interesting. All our candidates were there, and it was a little bit chaotic, but I think it worked out as best as it could. And this, of course, is due to the novel coronavirus pandemic that's happening around the world, and it's been occurring here probably since the end of February, beginning of March.
First thing that happened in this debate was Joe Biden was questioned about his recent sexual misconduct allegations over his long career as a Delaware senator. Now, he vehemently denies having any of these and has apologized to these women. However, he received some pushback from other candidates, including Mayor Pete Buttigieg, as seen here.
For the past 5 years now, we have Democrats have criticized President Trump for his inappropriate behavior time and time again. It is unconscionable that we would be able to nominate an individual such as Joe Biden until he's able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not commit these acts. And I just really would like Joe Biden, or Vice President Biden, to reconsider his candidacy until he can actually provide evidence that he did not commit these acts.
Absolutely agree with Mayor Buttigieg here. I think that it is absolutely unconscionable that we as a party, we as a country, have spent the last 4 years criticizing Donald Trump for his heinous acts against women, and now we turn and we consider nominating somebody who has done something just as bad.
If we want to remain a strong party, we have to show that the Me Too movement is something that we care about, regardless of who the person is, regardless of party, regardless of the person who's making the accusation, and regardless of who it's for.
Now, you can see all these other candidates also jumped on board with Mayor Pete's assumption that Biden should no longer even be into the race and that he should not be representing the Democratic Party, given these allegations. However, Biden was very adamant about him not leaving the race, saying that his ideas are more important than these allegations. These allegations are not true.
I would appreciate it if my fellow candidates were willing to provide the truth. These accusations that have been against me have been without any evidence whatsoever. And for Senator Sanders to make such a blatant attack, compare my behavior to Donald Trump, shows how reckless and irresponsible he is in order to get what he wants for the presidency. All of the candidates on this stage should be ashamed of themselves, and the American people will see through this sham.
Now, this transitions into a question with our own Insider Politics correspondents asked to Bernie Sanders, about older voters' disillusionment with his free college education and Medicare for All benefits. Now, Bernie was quick to say that his Medicare for All is actually more important and more influential for these older voters, and that they and everyone else should get on board with his plan because it is the only plan that seeks for a better life for our children and not for us right now. However, Joe Biden, in his uncharacteristic peppiness, had this response.
Meanwhile, it's not going to provide them benefits. It's going to worsen the quality of health insurance. He's not willing to address that fine issue. That's why so many Americans are against his plan.
As you can see, that was a heated debate between the top two candidates. I'm now going to pass it over to Carly Welch for the rest of this coverage.
So moving our focus away from Bernie and Biden, I think something that was really caught me off guard today was the tension between Andrew Yang and Mayor Pete Buttigieg. I just never seen them two butt heads before tonight, so it was really unique. Yang seemed to really react after Mayor Pete kept insinuating he was not qualified to be president. This came after the question asked by Joseph Cappiello of the Wall Street Journal about how many perceived Yang as a candidate only focusing on the economic conditions with no experience elsewhere.
Now, for Mayor Pete, you talk about how I didn't talk about the issue. I said all this plethora of different stances within my question, just to give a taste of it. And if you are curious, go to andrewyang.com. Now, you brought up foreign policy. Now, I am not going to apologize for understanding one key part of foreign policy, and is that how many times have we gone to war? Have countries gone to war? Throughout history, has war been because of something to do with economics? I know that many people may criticize it being economically focused, but let's talk about how much the economy affects us. It's everywhere, and it's present in every place. So if we're focused in that way, and the government is focused in that way, then the government will do a good job, and that is what my administration will bring.
It seemed the overall theme of this debate was attacks. Despite the quarrel between Yang and Buttigieg, it seemed that everybody gained up on Biden eventually. In fact, all 4 of the candidates turned on Biden, and then finally Andrew Yang said, hey guys, let's focus on the issue at hand here, which is beating Donald Trump, not about Biden.
I don't know why we're talking about Joe Biden right now when we need to talk about how the fact that Donald Trump isn't a leader. Okay, I have a son, and he tells me that he wants to grow up to be a doctor, and I look at Donald Trump, and he's being pretend doctor in front of the stage, in front of every American looking, what are we going to do about this crisis?
It seemed like after Yang said that, every other candidate decided to join him in not talking about each other, but talking about how they can beat Donald Trump. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Inside Politics. That concludes our debate coverage, and we'll catch you next time.